BMW and Porsche of Ocala. I'm Scotty, one of the BMW and Porsche product geniuses over here. And today I have the honor and privilege of taking a look at this beautiful 2018 BMW F90 generation M5. That's right, this is the all-new M5. Absolutely gorgeous. This car is going to be powered by the S63 engine, generating 600 horsepower and 553 foot-pounds of torque. That's going to be up from the F10 generation, which is just our previous generation of M5, that had 560 horsepower and 500 foot-pounds of torque. Or, of course, in the competition edition, 575 horsepower. But this car is absolutely gorgeous, pinnacle of technology in every way possible. But looking at the front of this car, of course, we are going to see a lot of the M styling that we normally see in our M cars. We do have the double slats on the kidney grills right over here. Absolutely gorgeous. Massive air intakes and oil coolers on both sides. Air-to-liquid intercooler. Really great stuff. Now, what's really cool is this is going to be the first M car ever to feature active cruise control as an available option on an M car. It's just really sharp. It's even a little detail just thinking about that. Even the X5M, X6M, they don't feature it. The F10 didn't feature it, but this one does, and this one does have it with the Driving Assistant Plus package. We can see with the little radar right over here. It is going to be a camera and radar-based system. Really sharp. Of course, LED adaptive headlights right over here that do turn up to 15 degrees either direction as you're heading along a dark country road. And they also adjust horizontally based on your speed. And speaking of speed, the normal top speed on almost all BMWs, of course, depending on tire, of course, is going to be 155 miles an hour. But this one does come with the M Drivers package. Not only does that give you a one-day schooling to help you really learn how to drive your new M5, but of course you'll be doing it with the training center's M5. Really gives you a full day's course. It also raises the top speed of this car from 155 to 187 miles an hour. So, of course, when you know, just wanted to get from Georgia to Miami a little quicker than normal, you are able to do it with this one. Really sharp here, of course. Not exceeding the speed limit. It can't be doing that, of course. But this car is going to also feature, one thing I was very impressed to see, it is going to feature the brand new Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. Now, these are the successor to the Michelin Pilot Super Sports. Of course, world famous for their tire here, but these are the new, essentially, Super Sports. They're amazing tires, raving reviews. They even have a 300 tread wear, which really surprises me. But this car puts an incredible contact patch on the road. This is going to be the 20-inch multi-spoke black alloy wheels. Of course, new feature for the F90s. We can see these put 285s on the back right over here, and this, of course, being the first M5 with all-wheel drive, and we'll be talking about that in a little bit, and, of course, 275s in the front. Absolutely massive contact patch. Absolutely gorgeous. And, of course, one thing I'm always happy to see on a BMW is non-fake air vents. I can't tell you how much I hate seeing fake air vents. Those do feed directly from the tire well. Really sharp, helping to kind of alleviate that pressure from that area. Absolutely gorgeous car. But this car is going to be finished on a black sapphire metallic. It's going to, of course, feature the lovely black merino leather interior. So really sharp stuff. Of course, we do have the adaptive braking system in the rear, which do light up an extra part of the light as you brake hard to alert people behind you that you are doing some crazy braking. And of course, this car you really need, if I remember correctly, about 109 foot braking distance from 60 to 0. An incredible feat from a car of this size. 6 and 4 piston caliper, front and rear, really sharp. I mean, look at the size of the rotors on this thing. Absolutely massive. I swear, the rotors are as big as my Beetle's wheels. But of course, one thing that was very popular, and everyone was a little skeptic to see if it was going to be making a return on the F90, we do have the M mirrors. They did make a return. We do have the little kind of curvature right over there that we do see, but it still has the shape of the G chassis, which is, of course, is the normal version of this car. So it actually alleviates, if I remember correctly, they're about 20% more aerodynamic, so a lot less wind noise on the highway. Now let's go ahead and stop talking about all the crazy little figures that I'm fascinated by. Let's go and start getting into some goodies of this car. Now, of course, this being an M5 is going to have the gloss black trimming along the windows right over here. This one, I actually was pretty proud to say that I actually helped order this one up here for our dealership. Absolutely gorgeous. But let's go ahead and take a look at the interior of this car. This one is going to come with the executive package, which is going to give me things such as soft closed doors. So we can see that right there. Rear sunshades, as we can see, we have this one all open here. That one closed. And, of course, you do get a big one in the rear as well. It's also going to give me front ventilated seats and front and rear heated seats. Of course, 4-zone climate control. coming to the interior. My goodness, it really is just shock and awe coming into this car. I was so excited to finally see us get ours in. And of course, while you're traveling around with a 600 horsepower car, you gotta have massage seats. I mean, what kind of car would it be without it? Right over here, you can hit this little guy right over here, and it does activate your massage seat function. You can see all the different styles of massage you can have, activations, actual massages, even exercises. And of course, you can adjust how strong it's actually hitting it. But the seats of the M5 are truly remarkable as well. Signature only to this car. We do see a lot of shoulder bolstering, which is really nice. We do have the normal bolstering right along over here, which can be modulated right over here by these 20-way multi-adjustable seats. We do have thigh support and everything like that. The amount of adjustment on these seats is truly incredible. Well, let's go ahead and touch on that a little bit. So we do have the thigh support, the height, tilt, forward and back, pitch of your back, pitch of the upper back. Really cool there. The bolsters, as well as 4 ways of lumbar support as well. Then, of course, the massage seats. Some of the other things you're going to get with the executive package is going to be the Parking Assistant Plus package, which we're going to show in just a moment over here, as well as wireless charging with the Wi-Fi hotspot. Of course, those of you with the Apple iPhone 8 or iPhone 8X or Galaxy S6 or newer, you are able to wirelessly charge your phone via this little guy right over there in the center console. Pretty cool stuff. You just slide your phone right there and it'll start charging it. We also are going to get the enhanced USB and Bluetooth. And of course, active park distance control, rear view camera, surround view, and 3D view. Lots of crazy stuff on this car. But let's go ahead and come inside and start touching up on some of these points, because frankly, we could spend an hour just talking about the amount of features on this car. M5, of course, is going to have its own digital dashboard. As we can see, we do have all of our driving settings right over here. Very customizable car, even in the G30s, which is just the normal 5 Series, let alone the M5. You can customize every bit of the drive on this car. You do have the new M buttons that remember your settings, so you don't have to keep setting it each time you come into the car. And of course, them putting the M buttons right over here does free up the button space for the active cruise control. Now, that's the why this is the first one to feature active cruise control. Really cool little thing there. And of course, some of the things we did want to talk about is going to be the Wi-Fi hotspot. Of course, it is a 100 megabyte per second internet hotspot inside the car. You can connect up to 10 devices at the same time. Really sharp. So if you're just, you got to text 10 people at the same time, you can still do it on the Wi-Fi, not using your data. Crazy amount of things you can do. Of course, automatic headlights, automatic windshield wipers, everything you expect to find in the car. It is an M5 after all. But just the attention to detail on it. And of course, we did go with the lovely wood interior. Some people had a little bit of a complaints from the F10 generation to have that kind of zippered aluminum look to it, kind of a carba structure is I believe what they called it. But this is just a nice, beautiful, authentic wood trim. Really brings a sense of luxury inside this car. Absolutely gorgeous. And of course, coming over here to the infotainment system, let's go and talk about that a little bit. This is going to be the newest iDrive system. This is the iDrive 6.0. It is touchscreen. That is really nice. This is one of the first M cars to feature touchscreen on the car. It's really easy to operate. I am going to be operating it by touchscreen. Part of my fingerprints I'm going to be putting right over here. We will get those all cleaned up, of course. But this one is going to have the Bowers & Wilkins stereo system, which we can see all the different customization settings for it. Truly remarkable. We have equalizer, tone profiles, everything you could ever want in the car. That is a 16 speaker. If I remember correctly, 1,000 watt stereo system. Incredible how strong that stereo system is. Really sharp. Absolutely gorgeous. And you do see it by these brushed aluminum speakers covers right over here and down below as well. Really sharp. Absolutely gorgeous car. Now, some of the other things we're going to be talking about, of course, this car does come with FM, AM, and satellite radio. And of course, with a 1-year subscription on that satellite radio. Communication, since it does have the executive package, you do get the enhanced Bluetooth connection, which allows you to actually have 2 phones fully paired at the same time, or fully connected at the same time. So you can have a phone call, then your partner in the car, they can answer their phone call right afterwards. Pretty cool stuff, just little details and everything like that. The navigation system is incredibly easy to operate. You can activate it all by voice commands, just by speaking it. So if you have a restaurant in mind, let's say, find me the nearest Aunt Fanny's. And I can combine some of those voice commands with gesture controls, allow me to just select whatever I need to do. Really cool stuff. And that's what's really nice about this car. You find the way that works best for you to work the car, and you stick with that. So I can combine voice commands with iDrive controller and gesture controls, all to just do one job, or I can just stick to just using voice commands, just using dial, or just using gestures. Really allows you to fully customize everything. And now we can see we're already on our way to Aunt Fanny's. Stop guidance. and we can just end it just as quickly as we started. Truly amazing how great these voice commands are on this car. I really have yet to find anything that's even close. I can even do things such as this. Show me the weather.
Current weather at your location.
And there it is, just as simple as that. It's truly remarkable how quickly this voice command works. Now, of course, this one does come with the moonroof, which is very nice right over here, of course. Always really nice, especially on a nice starry night. It is fully operable. Now we go ahead and close that. We are agreed this does come with an Alcantara headliner. Now, Alcantara, and people always wonder what the difference between Alcantara and suede is Alcantara is actually the artificial form of suede. Now, normally that sounds like a bad thing, but it's actually suede in the sunlight, especially here in Florida, has a tendency to change colors, if you will, and also not really hold up too well. Alcantara is a much more durable, does not get messed up from the sunlight or UV rays or anything like that. It's really much more durable of a material, but still looks and feels the same. Truly nice, and I'm a sucker for an Alcantara headliner. Really good looking. Now, this car, since it does also have the executive package, we did mention it has 4-zone climate control. So you can see right over here, we do have the 2 right over here. And as we hop into the back seat in just a moment, we will see the other 2 sections as well. Really easy to operate as well. It does have a CD player still, and even then, that still surprises some people. But CDs are still very popular. This also has a 20-gigabyte hard drive for storing CDs or your USB music into the car. So really great stuff right over there. Now, of course, we did mention customization. This car is very customizable. I already mentioned the drive modes a little bit, but how do we save those drive modes? As we can see, we can come right over here to M Setup, and we're able to configure these M1 and M2 buttons for all the settings to the left of the gear selector, which we do have a brand new gear selector. There's so much to talk about on this car. It really is. Right over here, starting in the front, we do have the throttle response, which could go between efficient, sport, and sport plus. It also adjusts the exhaust a little bit, which we do actually have a sport exhaust button now. We do have the suspension between comfort, sport, and sport plus, and the steering between comfort, sport, and sport plus. Then we do also have technically 6 different settings for the transmission. We have drive 1, 2, and 3, and then we have sport 1, 2, and 3, which is essentially saying manual mode. And of course the 1, 2, and 3 being its shifting aggressiveness, as well as how long it actually holds the gearing. So really cool stuff there, really sharp. All that customizing can be saved just by pressing and holding one of these 2 buttons or going through right here in the infotainment system. Now, we did mention this car does have all-wheel drive system, and to some M owners, that is sacrilege. They cannot be paired. That's just horrible. But this car does let you disable it. You can actually disable the all-wheel drive system and turn this into a rear-wheel drive, 600 horsepower, 553 foot-pound of torque monster. So you go from 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds to drifting through the corners at a racetrack the next. Truly remarkable this car allows you to do. And we do see it does have a 4-wheel drive, which is a 50-50 torque split, to a transition all the way to an 85-15 torque split, of course, rear bias, to the 2-wheel drive option. And of course, it's telling me I have to turn off DSC, which is dynamic stability control. If I turn that little puppy off right there, I am now able to actually put this puppy on 2-wheel drive. We do get the little warning light right over here. Now this is a rear-wheel drive monster. Really cool stuff. So this really gives you best of both worlds. If you do live in more in the northern climate where you do have to go through snow or rain or anything like that, you don't really have to worry about endangering yourself. Really cool. Of course, we did already mention the heads-up display. We're going to talk a little bit about that. This course does pop up everything. Just the other night, I typed up a whole page of what it really gives you just in that heads-up display alone. You get all your navigation information, telephone information. This car, since it has Driver Assistance Plus, speed limit information. Oh my goodness, a media information. Literally everything you could ever have or want pops up on the heads-up display. But since this is an M5, you do also get the M heads-up display, which gives you your rev counter, tachometer, essentially. You can see as I rev the engine, that shoots up, and it would also start flashing in case you actually start approaching red line. Pretty cool stuff, but still alerts you to your speed, which is 0 miles per hour. And of course, that little gray box to the left would let me know the speed of the road that I'm on as well, or the speed limit of the road that I'm on, which is really cool. Great stuff there. Of course, electronic parking brake right over here with auto hold function. This does also operate as your emergency brake. God forbid, if you do need to stop the car in an emergency situation, let's say the driver becomes incapacitated, even from the passenger seat, you can lift and hold this little guy and it will safely stop the car and override the gas pedal as needed. We are also greeted with, once again, brand new for the F90, a brand new gear selector. It's really easy to operate. If we need to go over neutral, you kick it over into neutral. You want to go into reverse, you push it forward, almost like a manual transmission. We are greeted with the enhanced camera system, since this does have driver assistance plus and executive. We do not only get the parking assistant package, this also gives us a full 3D surround view camera. Once again, the best that I've seen currently in the business. We can set it for auto, which will automatically adjust the camera system to rotate around the car and show you wherever you're getting close, or we can manually adjust it ourselves. So we can see right over here. We can also do it by gesture controls, but the dial to me is a little easier in this scenario. We do also have a car wash button for all your car washing needs, which would actually give you kind of a little guide to line it up on those tracks in case you are going through an automated car wash. You can see that right over there. We can activate the automatic parking feature right over there. Really cool stuff that this car has. Just everything you could think that it can even come with. Pretty good chances this car has it. Just simple as that. But let's go ahead and start heading into the back seat before we spend too much time over here. Let's look at some of the creature comforts in the rear. And of course, perforated merino leather in the back as well. It does transition from the front. I do have the seats scooted pretty far back to make camera work a little easier on this car. But again, this car is 2 inches longer than the F10 generation M5. So you do really get a lot more rear leg room as well as cargo space in the rear. We do see the 4-zone climate control, the rest of the 2-zone adjustments right over here. Really sharp stuff. I can go ahead and close this door, close my rear shades, and now I'm going to go ahead and take a nap. So I'll get back to you guys in about an hour here. We're going to see it really changes the whole environment right over here. Really sharp. We do see the new ambient lighting system. Can be changed between, if I remember correctly, about 7 different colors. Everything from greens to purple to blues, white, orange, bronze. Really sharp stuff. Just really adds a nice bit of contrast to the car. I did it on orange currently to kind of match with the buttons, to match them in nice and red. Really aggressive looking. Absolutely gorgeous. Of course, we do have the little vents right over here. Once again, just to help keep people in the back nice and comfortable. Coming over here to the trunk, it is an electronically opening tailgate, and of course closing, of course. The seats do fold down. This is still a very practical vehicle, even though it is just a horsepower highway monster of a car, as well as a track monster. Really sharp, plenty of room back there. And of course, we do come to the back, and we do see the new F90 Diffuser. Really cool looking. I'm actually going to go ahead and close the trunk so we can get a nice rear end shot here. And now I'm going to go ahead and edit in the engine note on a cold start. And as well, we might be able to see if we can sneak in an engine rev as well. Really sharp, though. We do see it is a butterfly valve system. Really cool. But if you do have any questions regarding this car or any other car in our lot, please feel free to contact us. Other than that, we hope to hear from you guys soon and hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.